Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to get the intake manifold off of these 3.6 Audi motors and the Q7s and Touaregs. This is an '08 Q7. First thing you're going to do is take off the intake tube. There's just two Phillips head screws right here. Don't go for that first clamp. You just leave that where it is, keep the mass airflow in there, and then you can actually just go take out the tube right there. The other clamp is going to go onto the throttle body. Some guys like to keep the throttle body on. I like to take it off, just gives you a little bit more room to move, and it's easier to get some of the screws that are these triple squares. There's one in the back you got to get. Once you get that tube out of there, just take off the hardline connectors, and then this out of the front there. And then in the back, I got a little bit of oil in my PCV here, so I just put a towel in there to block it from dripping down, so I don't think it's another leak. So next, just pull off all these barbs. There should be just 3 on the end. This is just a smoke test port. And yeah, next I'm just going to be taking out the throttle body and some of the back screws in here. To get this off, I actually took this front one off first, slid it off, just gave me enough room to get a set of water pump pliers over this to give it a pinch and just kind of move it. So that's where we're at right now. I'll show you what it looks like when we get the throttle body off. Alright guys, just got the throttle body out. It's just 4 screws here. They are a T30, I think it's a, yeah, T30 in there. And you can just keep the screws in there so you don't lose them. Always good to have it. Okay, now that you got your throttle body off, you can just take off all these connections that go to the top of the intake. The best tool to do that is either a 90 hook or 90 Oro hook picks. Basically every pick, every clip in this car is going to have the same type of system. Just to show you here, it's just going to be this one tab here. So all you got to do is just get in here, that second hole, and then just pull up on the tab while you do that, because these tabs are very much a pain in the neck if you don't have the right pick to get them off. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is, I believe it's that one, that triple square. This guy right here. It may be the other one. Sometimes I just take both of these off. It's easy to get to. This one's kind of weird. You're going to need a, my triple square goes to a 1/2 inch, so I just put the extension all the way back here, and I actually ratchet like from here. So this entire area right here is just going to be an extension to it. It's just a really awkward, you'll know what I mean when you try to take it out. This is what I was talking about here with that hard to reach one. I have a wobble head just going right into it. You can get enough teeth in it just to get it going, but it's really jammed up in there, and I'm using not the best setup here, but I was able to get a turn on it. Once it starts going, you can just back it up by hand. Alright, so that should be everything on this side you really have to worry about. It does become a little bit loose. It's not going to want to go. It's still on the injectors on that side. So you can do a couple different things next. Once you get this panel off, this is by far the worst part of the entire job, is getting these off. There's like 10 or whatever clips in here, and then you got to get whatever. These are going to be a little bit tricky. This is where I like the hook one over the 90, because when you come in here, some of these are going to be at a weird angle. You got to be able to like get underneath. Some of them I have are broken off, so that's going to be pretty irritating. But yeah, so you can pull those off. I highly recommend also pulling the coils when you do this before you take this off, because just getting it off, more specifically getting it back on with the coils on, they're going to catch the plastic on the coil and it's going to rub against the intake, and it's not going to be easy to go in. Here's just an example of how to get these out. Just take your 90, go right in here, and then just kind of roll it. Pulls it right out. Keep going all the way down. And there you go. One-handed. Come on. There we go. Alright, next, now that I got the wiring off, I'm just going to take a pair of these water pump pliers. Try to get it on a flat spot. I know this is definitely not the way to do this. I like to go on the side here. Just try to pull really straight and smooth. You can see I've done it a couple times. It doesn't do anything crazy, but again, just be careful doing this. You don't want to crack any of the plastic or break anything, so you know, pull straight back, nice and easy. The fuel line I'm going to be taking off is going to be this guy right here. So this one with the little hoop on the top goes right down there, and then the top of it is right there, this guy right here. I have a special made tool for this. I just took a old set like this, and I think it's the 9/16. I just ran this in a just a grinder, and then just put it in a vise and hammered on it, because it's essentially going to be like a like an oxygen sensor wrench type situation here, where you're going to need to get onto the nut as much as you can, but that's going to be the angle you're looking for. So a stubby 9/16, if you got one to sacrifice, it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. All right, so all the plugs and wiring's off. So that side's good, middle's good. Just gonna be a weird little piece of like tape, like factory, right here. Just cut that straight, pull your wires out, just get them off of your intake. Okay, I was wrong. You're not gonna touch this fuel line. Do not touch that one. It's gonna be this one. See that one right there? Try to focus on it. That's the one right there. So again, we're gonna use our tool coming here. See if I can get a camera on it. There we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. And there comes the fuel. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And you can just actually do the rest with your finger once you get it loose. Oh. Easy peasy. Gotta get it off on camera or it's not done, you know? You guys ain't gonna believe me. There we go. Free spin. Perfect. Here you go. And while we're back here, we might as well get the, I'm assuming this is some sort of fuel pressure sensor. Same thing, just pick in there, pull that out. And I think that's kind of it for connections back here. There's gonna be one more, like right here, I think, yeah. And then a vacuum line that I'll show you how to pull. But yeah, just get this guy out. And this loom's gonna be kind of weird when we put it back in. It's gonna have to run through the intake like that, but I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Okay, so next we're gonna take the top, I believe it's 4. There's technically one on the bottom here. That bolt right there. 1, and then 2, 3, and then 4 in the last one there. Obviously, you just gotta pull these, close things out. Hook works great for that. All right, we're gonna be going in there with the same T30 Torx. There it is. All right. We'll pull these out, and I'll show you how to get the triple squares out. All right, guys, and so for the last couple threads of this, just take the ratchet off. And if you're lucky, it'll stay on the bit there, but just an easy way to get those out of there, just take a magnet, go right in, chase it, grab your bolt, pull it right out. And you can also do this on the way in as well, just makes things a lot less stressful. Don't have to worry about dropping in the intake there. Okay, so that's the first 4 bolts out of it. The T30s are out. Now we're going to move on to the triple squares. These are a little bit more difficult, but there's only 3 of them. These are going to actually be what anchors the lower fuel rail onto this side here. So they're kind of in weird spots. You can actually see one poking its little head through right there. I believe that's the second one. The first one's pretty... Oh no, sorry, that's the first one. Okay, so 1, 2 back there somewhere. Yeah, there he is, way in the back. And then 3 right there. So as you can see, scratched a little bit up trying to do this last time, but it's really tight in there either way, but it's not too bad. So number 1, if you want to, you can take this off. This is just going to be a clip that you just pull up on. But an easier way to do that is take this line right here that goes into this vacuum and just remove this hard line out of this vacuum. There you go, shoot your fingernail, push the hard line off, and there you go. So this is going to stay on the intake, this is going to stay in the car, and this will now just come off as one piece. You can disconnect this if you want. I don't think you have to. And there we go. So that makes this a lot easier. I've had this off before, so this bracket is usually bolted. There we go. That bracket's usually bolted up to the bottom of the intake like that, but that's where I have it for now. Like I said, disconnect that fuel. I'm assuming that's like a relay sensor. And we're in pretty good shape. So now I'm going to throw on the triple square with a couple extensions and get these bottom row bolts out. Okay, so here's the first one. It's going to be in between the second and third intake runner, just right below there. I just got like an 8-inch wobbly head extension, 1/2 inch, to a number 10 triple square. I'm just going to use a nice 1/2 inch to get it out. All right, guys, so we got the first one loose here. Just going to do the same thing with our magnet here. Just come in, grab it. There you go. And we just go ahead and set these aside. Safe location. Just so you remember what you're taking out. Come on back over here. Got 2 more to go. These ones are a bitch, so sit tight. Okay, guys, for the second one, like I said, a little bit of a pain in the neck here. You're gonna just kind of come under here and grab this metal coolant tube You can kind of just pull it out of the way just enough to expose that. You can see all the friction there, and if you just keep your hand down on there, you can get enough of a turn. You can also go under it if you want, but I mean, it really doesn't want to move up too much, especially if you have all the factory connections on there. So just come in behind the front part of the dipstick, also detach your dipstick tube, that's important. And just put your hand flat on here, and if you have any movement here, just kind of roll that out or down, and that'll be able to expose enough of the bolt to the head. When you're pulling it out, you want to push this down even more because the shoulder on that triple square is going to catch that bolt, and that could give you real problems as well. And then the other one, same thing. This whole line is just basically going to be in front of those. So if you're able to push this down, same thing in the back, you have a little bit more room to work with. You can get your hand on it better. And there you go. Okay, so for this time, I'm actually going to try it a little different. I was able to push that up, that coolant pipe up, and I'm actually just going to come from underneath here. It's pretty close to the intake, but I'm on the bolt. Again, that 8-inch wobbly head just gives you enough play to get it out to a workable area. Okay, so second bolt is out. I was able to get it actually from the bottom, so I pushed this up. I was able to expose enough of that. You can see the blurred head in there, the way back. Anyway, for the last one, it's going to be a lot easier just to push it down. Keep this focused if I can. Yeah, because when you push it down, you can get a lot more flex. You kind of pull that out a little better, and that is the target right there. That's going to be your last bolt you got to get out, and then we'll try to get this thing off. Okay, for the third one here, we got a funky little setup. Got a 6-inch wobbly head to an 8-inch wobbly head through the AC line, and right up here near the near the positive jump terminal. Be very, very careful with this. This is still live because I ain't got time to unplug my battery. So I ran under all the nonsense, or I'm sorry, over in this case. I just pushed that coolant pipe down, and I got that to break, and I'll do the rest by hand. Okay, guys, so we got the top 4 T30 bolts out. We got the bottom 10 triple square bolts out. We unbolted our dipstick here. We disconnected our fuel pressure regulator. We disconnected our fuel line. The bottom one, again, that is going to be the one with that bit on it right there. It's going to be coming upward into the intake and then going down. That's the one you want. Okay, now that we have all that done, I think we're ready to pop it. I've got all my plugs and coils, or my coils out. My plugs are still in there. All of my barbs, throttle body's off, intake is all handled, all my evap and stuff like that. These triple squares, you got to get this one up here, this one in the back, the higher one. There's 2 back here, the higher one, and then this one right here, and she should be ready to lift. So I like to start from this side, just make sure it's oh yeah. So it's going to start wiggling like that. So you kind of have to work it up like this. It's going to want to come like up and then pop. So there is going to be a little bit of that passenger side that's you're going to have to keep supported. You can either have another person have their hand here or put a board here or whatever you want, or you can just kind of work it out. The best way to do is to stand on the driver's side here, just kind of bear hug it and then like work it towards you. You'll know right away if you have something connected because it should be pretty loose. If you're doing this for the first time, it might be a little tight, but yeah. All right, let's see if this comes off nice and clean here. So you're going to want to pull towards the driver's side here just to kind of pop the fuel rail. Just get off some injectors here. Okay, off the fuel rail. Make sure you pull this dipstick back. That's going to scratch up the paint. Make sure also the rubber parts of these coolant lines are out of the way. That's also going to hang you up. And it's going to fight you, but you'll know that you can start when you see that that fuel line is now off of the barb that it's going to be going into, like it's off that block. A little bit of fuel still coming up, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. So we're pretty loose right now. Let's keep going. It should be able to come right off. Again, this is another reason why we took all that stuff off the intake. It's much easier. This whole thing's coming off. Tuck the coil wires out of the way. And keep that side up. Take a look back here. What am I jamming up on? There we go. Here we go, guys. And this is why I'm doing this job right here. If you are not careful, Your intake, as it's doing right now, will grab your wire loom for your injector harness, and that can cause a chafe, which is pretty bad. That's what we're going to chase right now. As you can see, I've already made a repair in here. I believe that's cylinder 5 as well. So, I'm going to take another look at it. I'm going to set this down over here. This is a great time to clean this. And yeah, once you get this off, this engine is really not bad to work on at all. You have all your injectors right here. You can do your valve cover gasket, your PCV is in here. There's all kinds of documentation on what to do with those bolts, the tightening order. If you had to, you can do your high pressure fuel pump from here. But again, now you can kind of see what I was talking about. So like the high pressure fuel line right here does not have to be connected at all, but the low one comes off with the bottom of the manifold. Yeah, you can also change your oil cooler from here if you had to. I might do that. We'll see how that goes. But I have to inspect my repair here and trace this wire all the way back and make sure that there is no break under this loom. So, job is a little bit tricky. It's definitely not something you can't handle on your own. I'm going to make a little clip here just to try to tell you what you need, because it's really not a bunch of tools. Just a lot of torques and kind of weird stuff like that. But if you guys like the video, please hit like and stand by for more.